What's good, everyone? My name is Sonic, and today we're going to go through a bit of a match analysis for a solos game I played a little while ago. If you've watched any of my previous videos or tips videos, you probably noticed that I pretty much always play with a partner, but I figured I would give solos a try. It's one of the few games I've played of solos since the game actually came out. But had quite an interesting final circle here, and I wanted to highlight some of the decisions because it got pretty exciting and there was a lot of little nuanced moves that you might not notice. So when I land here, the first thing I want to do is look for a ability, or if I can't find that, a weapon's pretty good. As you'll see, I just knocked someone off the tower. Hot dropping is pretty risky, but it's also a lot of fun, and if you just get knocked off the top, assuming you're not dead right away, then you can at least just run away, usually heal up and get back to the fight a bit later. And just knocking people off the top here is a good way to get perks right from the beginning, because even just Irish whipping them will probably give you close to 500 damage, and that gets you a perk. But I managed to stay on up until this point. I noticed this person going for an unsafe move against someone else, so I got to dolphin dive them off and watch this pop up for a second. A little KO there as well. So got a lot of damage off, dodging some people. And here, we get into a clash. I knocked them off, but I know they're not quite all the way off. They can come back anytime, because they just fell down a small amount. And they did come back, did an unsafe move there, and you'll notice my use of... I think this is the first time that I used that charge vicious just to pound them away. They pop super. I don't want to deal with that up here, because I don't have super yet myself. I would probably just die. But I use that charge vicious attack just to smack them far enough away that they can't come back really easily. Now I like to be at full health whenever I can. I know I'm going to be able to find chicken later in this match at some point. So I just use that to keep myself safe from any crazy moves that come up. And I found a super sumo slap there. That's actually probably my favorite move in the game to use, so I'll likely keep this right to the end. And this person climbed back up over here. I'm just going to toss them off again and take their stuff. So if you don't use Irish Whip already, especially if you're high on top of a building, you definitely should use it. It's great for getting rid of people and taking their things. And that gives me some time to get some perks. I know they're not going to be able to come back up right away. Don't need another sumo slab. But I see they actually did come back, so they want to challenge me. And at this point, that's kind of weird. I don't know what they're in for, so I just kind of tossed something, and I'm just not going to deal with it right now. They might have gone down, picked up something. They seem to have a game plan against me, and I just didn't want any part of that at the moment. So that, I could have fought it, probably would have been fine, but it was just odd. They were acting odd, so I decided, you know what, I'm not going to deal with that. I'll just do my own thing. And then end up going back. Not exactly sure why at the moment, but I know there's a stick there. I can grab that. And probably thought there was some loot left back up here, but I'm just going to take a survey of the area. Nobody I can drop a content elbow on, unfortunately, it seems. That's alright. Of course, I get content elbowed. And at this point, I get it twice. So they've downed me. This is the person that had a game plan against me. And at this point, I don't have any health. I've got 2 chickens in my pocket. I need to get away. So they did hit me by throwing something at me, which was pretty smart of them. But I did manage to escape here. And remember, everyone, this is a battle royale. If you die, you go back to lobby. You don't just get to queue up again or start the next round to beat that person. So there is absolutely no shame in running away from a fight that you're not in a good position to win. So because I got away and I've got the chickens, I can get back to full health. I've still got my perks. I'm probably going to want to get better moves or more chickens and weapons in general, but I'm alive, so I can continue the round. So yeah, always remember, there is no problem with just running away. It's often a good idea, especially in solos where there's no one to help you or get you back up if you do get down. You notice that I slapped that garbage can there, and the reason why I did that is because the garbage can had some flies around it. And if garbage cans or dumpsters have flies around them, that means there's actually something in that garbage can. And usually the dumpsters, I would say, have better loot overall. but those small garbage cans can still have pods or still have like probably half chickens in them, or broken weapons. And even a broken weapon is great for throwing or for using the vicious. It does the same amount of damage. It just doesn't have quite as much health in that way. So always be watching your environment, looking around for those dumpsters, especially if you're desperate in need of health, because they'll get you something. And it could be the difference between you winning the game or not. Those people got super. I just ran back because sticks are my favorite weapon, but that person's going to chase me with the super and I'm not going to bother with that. It's not worth the risk. They got hit with one of the other sticks back and they now got Irish whipped, so at this point the fight's going crazy. I just decided to get out of there. I could have taken a 1v1v1 as well, but ended up coming up across this guy anyway, so not a big deal. Gonna get into a fight right away. That was an absolutely ridiculous spear that had a lot of range that it shouldn't have, and again, I'm low health. I need the opportunity to heal, so I'm running, but this time someone's chasing me. Now, they took my chicken, so I slapped them on wake up and just took it and got back. I could have done a combo on there, but I wanted to just make sure I had that chicken just for safety, because again, if you lose, you're out. If you get downed, you're out, especially not since I don't have super. So staying alive is more important than doing a little bit of extra damage. And I know a lot of really aggressive people will get in trouble for staying in fights that they shouldn't anymore. So my ideal build in a solos game is actually 3, 5, and 2. I like to have a bit of stamina in there as well, because usually in the final circles you'll end up facing a lot of people using a lot of special moves one after another. So I got my 2 stamina pods. I'm still looking for a 5th health pod, which is pretty important for surviving just a random super move or a really big javelin tackle, for example, off the top of a building if that's where the fight ends up. So that's why you'll see me ignore the pod that's on the ground there for the arms, especially because I'm 1 away from 5, which would give me the extra 20% bonus instead. Now here I ended up getting 2 people potentially. I'm not sure where that guy's chicken actually went. I may have missed the numbers showing up there, but knocked that person down there. Tried to slap him through the wall, which didn't quite work out. But I found the 5th pod that I need for core there. So see, it gives me the plus 20 health. That's a pretty big boost. And just gonna run up here, saw that guy again, punch him off. I did leave the chicken there for some reason, which wasn't great, but I was able to react and dodge the vicious miss and punish him and push him off the building as well for an extra perk there, because he takes the falling damage after getting hit with the sumo slap as well. So I have full weapons right now, oddly, which is not ideal, but also not terrible. You know, having health as a backup is great, and you should carry some. But if it's not available, just fill your pockets with weapons, because having something is better than nothing. Having high priority attack is going to beat a lot of players, and they do a decent amount of damage anyway. So there, one of my attacks kind of went through someone, which was odd. But I found the vicious mister guy again, and he ends up getting me there. But he misses the follow-up, so I'm going to throw him knowing that there's a lot of people behind me. I was hoping that someone else might take on the fight, but he came at me again, and I'm able to grab him after stamina breaking him. Now at this point we're getting close to the final circle, so I want to make sure that my ring out time is as high as possible. I could have stood over there and harassed him a little bit more, and you'll see I do end up smacking him back in, taking his chicken, which is pretty great for me. But making sure that my ring out count is high is great, because you don't want to get rung out. It's the best way to instantly die. And you'll see I threw the guy back over my head there as well, because I wanted to keep that time overall. I tried to go for the elbow for the extra damage, or for the regular amount of damage I would say on that move, but he ended up bouncing off of the umbrella and flying away. So having a chair out is great against people who have super, because chairs are completely invulnerable, and even if they super grab you when you run up to them, you can just go right through them as well. It's pretty much the only thing that beats super grab in the game, which I'm hoping they change personally in the future, but for now that's your best move. So with 6 people left, the circle is going to shrink a little bit. Still kind of slowly because there's a lot of people here. And there's a lot of action happening still as well. But if I notice someone that's running away from me, there's probably a good reason for that. So I'm going to slap them. I actually stopped them from healing completely, and I'm going to pocket that for later. Drop kicks are super unsafe, so I'm going to punish that, but unfortunately there was no wall behind them. And in their rush they also missed that chicken too. So they came back down. I'm totally fine with 1v1 fights, so if nobody else is going to bother us down here, then I'll start fighting this person. Got them down, fortunately. And here I made an input error and did the drop kick instead of anything else. I could have done quite a big combo there and actually finished that person off, but good for them. They went around the corner and grabbed me. It was a surprise, except I knew it was coming and I tried to do the same thing, but they got it off a bit sooner. So unfortunately they did get away because I made a misclick since I'm on PC. And almost got them with the super. I know I did a bit of a delayed third hit there, and they're gonna try to keep me out here actually, so this is why I'm going up further away from them. Yeah, I did a delayed hit there, knowing that it might clash, it might hit them, or if nothing else works out, then I'm gonna get the super cancel, which saved me. Unfortunately, I didn't get to use that super, but it was worth the risk, I'd say, at the time. With only 3 people being left, so there's obviously still a chance of getting randomly hit, but it's not too difficult to keep both people on screen at a time so you know where each person is. I did upgrade my tackle there, which is pretty great, and you'll see I'm going to make great use of that, tackling pretty much everybody everywhere, because it is the best move in the game right now. That, he might have been able to punish me with a super, so fortunately I didn't get hit with that. And now that I have more than 300 health down, I'm just going to make sure that I'm close or at full health as much as possible, just in case something like that would have happened. And fortunately, with my weapon and my special attack hit, it ended up missing me. This is like a really risky play, I would say, but they didn't seem to be activating, and fortunately I got away with it. Tried to jump into that to get the downtime afterwards, but didn't quite make it, so we're gonna chase each other around. I was able to dodge that, which is nice. Toss them backwards. I don't know where the other person was, but I was hoping maybe they would go fight them as well. And now with this person running away, well, they're gonna heal again. They're trying to get away to heal, so I'm gonna hit them with my fast attack and jump away, put that in my pocket. And at this point, you know, I could keep fighting them down there. I guess I tried to get out, but it didn't work, so now I'm fighting them down there anyway. Here, it might be worth trying to hold them out of the ring. I probably should have done that actually, but I decided to just escape myself. They go to heal again, which I can hear, so I'm going to go and steal their chicken again, which is pretty funny. That was unfortunate. I messed that up, which puts me at low health because they've got quite a bit of damage, so I'm pretty hurt right now. Managed to slap that guy, but I'm just gonna get out of there because I have no health. They pop super, not really sure why, but I was able to dodge it there even though it looked like they grabbed me, and smack them into the wall. I'm gonna get to combo from that because I have Bombastic now as one of the perks that I've gotten, which makes my third hit extra strong. So I went to super there to save, or to give myself safety from it, especially since I had low health. And fortunately they didn't attack me and ended up supering each other, but still neither is dead. Super's gonna gain my health back. I'm gonna chase people down, try to get their jumps, but it wasn't quite working there. Ended up grabbing when they attacked sideways, which is nice. Went down to try to stop the heal. That person's probably gonna try again, so I'm gonna chase them. Couldn't get the heal to stop anyway, but you know, I took away all the health that they just got back with that. Got a good clash. Fortunately, they missed there, I would say. I went to check if they're healing again because I want to make sure that nobody can heal as best I can. There I tried to catch a combo, from the other person, but it didn't quite work out. So I made sure to combo after that, and since I didn't know where the other person was at the time, they ended up actually running away. I shortened it as much as I could by just doing javelin tackle right away instead of trying to do anything fancy like throw them. You'll notice that move. That's one of the smartest moves I think in this entire game, I would say, because I jumped facing away to look like I was going to leave, turned around in the air, and then grabbed them again. When both players are quite good, you start to get into more mind games than just kind of brute forcing this. So he had known that I had jumped away a number of times before just to disengage, but I actually turned around and hit him out of the air for it. And the last person I just hit once, I don't know what they were doing, but just got them with the slap out of the map. So they must have been standing outside the map for a second beforehand. But in the end, we came out victorious, and I hope this match analysis helps you with your own gameplay. So if you did like it, I'd appreciate it if you shared it with a friend and commented below. Otherwise, I will see you in the streets of Capital City.